And we have Andreas Peralta fighting out of Rapid Fire MMA out of the blue corner, and he will be taking on Blake Listello fighting out of Undisputed. And this fight is going to be brought to you by the Prime Leaf, a local cannabis dispensary with 2 convenient central locations offering Tucson's widest selection of high-quality flowers, vapes, edibles, and more. Thank you, Prime Leaf. We appreciate you.
Andreas Peralta, training out of Rapid Fire MMA. He is the only male fighter on the card to have competed at all 3 events that Rise of the Prospects Cage Series has held.
And he will be taking on Blake Listello, fighting out of the red corner. And I actually got a chance to train a little bit with Blake Listello before this fight. And he has really been working hard on his wrestling. And he's been really trying hard to stand up and keep the fight on the feet. And he's been making a lot of improvements since his last fight. And I'm really anxious to see how he's able to put those into play.
Well, Peralta is just, a gangster. He just wants to fight, and here we go. Round number 1, Blake Listello coming out, showing nice feints.
Both fighters in an open stance, so their power is open to each other. Blake Listello in a southpaw and Peralta in an orthodox stance. Both fighters coming out using their range early, pawing with their jabs.
Listello's very tall for the weight class as well. But again, Peralta the kid just likes to fight.
Oh, nice leg kick there by Blake Listello.
Anytime, anywhere, he's always down to fight. The kid will take fights injured. He doesn't care. He literally does not care. Kick from Listello. An entry on the combination. Now they're up against the cage. See Listello possibly in trouble here with the guillotine up against the cage.
Nope. Listello pops his head out, and Listello with double unders. And
nice turn.
That was very good. Turns his opponent against the cage.
Good knees there from Peralta. Both guys staying busy here in the clinch. They must take notes from Ed West.
I would hope so. I only have good notes. Nice knee.
Great knees.
Yes, Peralta doing a good job with finding little openings to throw these knees.
Attempt on the trip takedown.
I imagine both fighters are probably used to having reach advantages in this weight class, and neither one of them has one. Neither one of these fighters has a reach advantage over the other right now. See, yeah, Peralta's busy with these knees in the opening.
He thought about a double, switches to a single.
Oh, Blake pushing the head down.
Oh,
and a takedown by Andreas Peralta, and immediately steps over and laces the leg. And this is where Blake Listello has been working to get back up. Blake Listello immediately stands back up.
Peralta still hunting for that takedown. Listello got it quick.
Yes, he did. Well, he should have. Otherwise, Drew Fickett will kill him. And
another
nice
takedown
by Andreas Peralta. And I was really slick sweeping that leg out. And
good ground and pound.
And Blake Listello again right back up to his feet.
That's got to be, some confidence boosters there. He got taken down twice, and he was able to get back to his feet twice.
That is, and that's something that he has been working on.
When I spoke to both guys, all they could say is, I want to hurt the other guy, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. They're definitely hurting each other. Nice exchange there to end round 1.
And that is round 1 in the books. Blake Listello and Andreas Peralta. And this fight, again, sponsored by the Prime Leaf, local cannabis dispensary with 2 convenient central locations offering Tucson's widest selection of high-quality flowers, vapes, edibles, and more. And weren't they supposed to bring us some samples? They were supposed to bring it. Prime Leaf, where are you guys? Bring us some samples.
There we go. So Andreas Peralta versus Blake Listello, 145 pounds. First round in the books. A pretty close round, but I believe that the control aspect will probably net Peralta that first round.
Yeah, when things are so close like that, when you have 2 fighters that are relatively equal in terms of output and strikes. You look for the control. That's the thing that you look for. And Andres Peralta did score 2 takedowns. Even though I wasn't able to do much with him, Blake was able to get back up. Which I'm really happy, because I know that's something that he's been working really hard on. But I think again, we talked about that extra couple percentage points, and I think Peralta is going to edge that first round. Both fighters come out again pawing the jab. Both fighters in an open stance, with their power shots open to each other. Blake doing a good job pawing with that jab.
Well, you can see the improvements that Listello and Peralta have made in their time since their last fight.
Leg kick there by Blake Listello.
It was a nice one. Return.
Peralta returns immediately.
A lot of kicks tonight. Unfortunately, they are all naked. There is nothing in front of them, which I don't like to see. And so far, it hasn't been, too troublesome for, the throat. I like the feints from Listello. He's throwing good feints. Nice knee to the body from both gentlemen. Takedown immediately from Peralta off that knee. Lacing the legs. He's trying to trap the right arm behind him. He's doing it again. Good ground and pound strikes here from Peralta.
Blake Listello up again. Great job here by Blake Listello, neutralizing the takedown by Peralta. He's able to get up every time, but he needs to. But it doesn't help just to get up. He needs to get off the cage and score some offense. And Peralta drags him down again. And look at what Peralta's doing with his leg. Grapevining Blake Listello's left leg. This is a really good way to keep his opponent down and stop his opponent from posting on his inside leg, because he knows Blake is going to be trying to stand up again. That's a very good strategy there by Peralta. Good grappling.
Well, Peralta just putting really good pressure on Listello overall. But Listello working his way to his feet again. Nope, that grapevine preventing him. Kidney shots are okay.
Ow.
Kidney shots are okay. 100% legal.
Blake Listello with the left underhook turns and up again. Blake Listello stands up.
Back to his feet, looking like a...
Peralta in on a single leg, it looks like.
Yeah, definitely a single. But Blake Listello manages to stay on his feet.
Blake Listello with great defense here, but defense is not winning you the fight. Blake Listello needs to get off this cage, maybe score a takedown of his own. And
nice trip takedown.
That was a really nice trip takedown. Blake Listello looking to pull guard here. Maybe pull guard. Maybe he's holding his head.
Well, Peralta not in too much danger here. Looking for knees.
That is really good there by Andres Peralta to throw knees, from the top when you're on the ground. It's not something guys do a lot because they're worried about giving up position, but it's very, very aggressive and very smart. Blake Listello and Andres Peralta, and I mean these are close rounds, but I really see Andres Peralta pulling this fight out. He's got two. I think he's got 2 rounds in the book so far. That second round was even a little more in his favor. He got like 3 takedowns and was a lot busier with his ground and pound. Knees on the ground, punches on the ground. Blake doing a great job defending and standing up, but like we talked about before, defense does not win you fights. We need offense to win you fights.
Well, and let's be real, both of these guys, they need a win. They need a win. So it seems like Peralta's taking the grappling route to get to the victory. His last fight against Gomez, he was out-hustled on the ground, so you can definitely see improvements there. Both guys making the right adjustments for this fight.
Yes, both guys obviously worked on their problem areas and have shown that they've definitely been made better. Both fighters come out. I'd like to see some urgency here from Blake Listello. He's got to know he's down 2. He's got to know he's down 2. Even though that first round was really close, we can't count on that. But Blake Listello does come in. You look, he's pushing forward. Blake Listello coming forward, trying to put Peralta against the cage. But he's got to throw combinations. He's got to be throwing 2s and 3s.
He's throwing a lot of kicks, again, from far distance, and they're not snappy anymore because we're in the 3rd round. Both guys are probably pretty tired, and he's not setting them up. Peralta doing a good job moving side to side, staying out of the power.
But you see one shot. Both fighters have good range, so we need combinations. Oh, there's a nice punch there by Blake Listello.
A great entry there into the clinch.
And Blake got double unders but gave it up.
And Peralta turns him. Looking for a trip takedown, both gentlemen.
Well, Blake Listello with a nice turn and head position right here. Blake Listello needs to score a takedown of his own, though.
Peralta doing everything he can to stay on his feet.
Nice turn.
Turns him into a takedown attempt. It looks like we're attempting the... Nope, switch to the single.
See, Andreas Peralta knows that he can score another takedown. If he's able to put his opponent against the wall like this, and look at him, he cuts that leg out. Looking to lace that leg. And he does. He gets another takedown.
He switched it from the single to the double.
That was very
able
smart.
To plant Listello on his butt.
And you see how he punches. He punches here, too. He's not just trying to hold his guy down. He is punching. He's scoring points. And Blake Listello gets guard.
Looks like he's trying to creep up for something. You can see the knees of Listello getting higher and higher. But Peralta is just heavy on top. Throwing some nice ground and pound. Again, he's got Listello smooshed up against the cage.
And Blake Listello is not trying to get up right now. He's got guard, and he's
in full defense mode.
Oh, nice punch there by Peralta.
Good ground and pound here from Peralta. Listello looking to get his legs involved. Trying to get his opponent off of him. I just don't think it's going to be enough.
Nice ground and pound by Andreas Peralta here to finish off this 3rd round. Blake Listello looking for a possible triangle, and that is it, and that is the end of the fight. Blake Listello and Andreas Peralta go the distance. And again, we want to thank the Prime Leaf for sponsoring this fight.
Both guys showed improvements in the grappling aspect, but I do believe it's the control, at least in the first 2 rounds, and then the ground and pound there in the 3rd. That's going to net Peralta the victory here.
Yeah, I have Peralta edging the 1st, and then I think with a little more of an advantage in rounds 2 and 3. But so I have Andreas Peralta coming away with this fight, winning every round. Very close first round, but Andreas Peralta scored all the takedowns, whereas Blake Listello was not able to secure any takedowns. Did a great job defending and standing back up and really not taking too much damage, but at the end of the day, all the offense, in the grappling department was on Peralta's end. And when you have 2 fighters where the striking is relatively even, like I said, that's what you look for. You look for who is in more control, and Andreas Peralta was in more control of the grappling in this fight, scoring all the takedowns, getting good ground and pound in that 3rd round. So I think I have Andreas Peralta pulling this fight out.
Well, and again, both guys coming in just wanting to hurt the opposition. I think they both achieved that goal. Both guys are definitely not walking away at this contest without any bumps and bruises.
Brad Frank with the decision. And Andreas Peralta out of Rapid Fire MMA gets the W over Blake Listello.
Very fun fight at featherweight.